This is a breaking story, just happened. I mean, you can see with the crypto pumps, there's not a whole lot of articles on this. We're going to go over this one here. Court grants Grayscale's petition for review in Bitcoin ETF case against the SEC. So the state court of appeals, or state's court of appeals, granted their petition for review this morning. There's a 3-judge panel for the DC Circuit Court of Appeals, and they sided with Grayscale in the battle against Gary Gensler and the SEC. This came after they sued the SEC a long time ago, folks, at least in crypto land, June of last year, when they blocked them from converting its Bitcoin trust to an ETF. We remember, this was a bullish narrative about 2 years ago, but it's not all the way where we want to be, which is a spot ETF. They argue that the approval of ETFs investing in Bitcoin futures, but not proposed products, would hold Bitcoin directly is arbitrary and capricious. The judge granted the petition for review in order that the commission's order be vacated. This means the SEC has to review the application, which it had previously rejected. So before they got the resume and they just threw it out the window. They say, hey, look, we don't need to look at it. Grayscale saying, hey, that's not fair. You actually need to, how about put some eyeballs on it? How about you assess us fairly? And how about you give us a real accurate ruling? Don't just have this arbitrary and capricious ruling. And that's what they're saying here. So the CEO of Grayscale said on Tuesday that the company's legal team is actively reviewing the court's decision. This is a monumental step forward for American investors, the Bitcoin ecosystem, and all those who have been advocating for Bitcoin exposure through the added protections of the ETF wrapper. This is huge, but I don't know if Grayscale is going to be able to beat BlackRock, AJ or Drew. I just don't see that BlackRock is going to come in with the bronze medal. Does BlackRock get bronze medals or do they get gold medals? I think they get gold medals. Now, maybe it's a tie. Maybe a lot of people are approved at the same time. But I don't see Grayscale getting the gold, and BlackRock is just happy with the silver. That's my take. So, all right. Well,
I'm looking for this story that I saw earlier. It was something. I think it said that BlackRock has a shareholder in 4 out of the 5 Bitcoin mining, top Bitcoin mining.
Oh yeah,
spots.
No, yeah.
I mean, and BlackRock has such. They're just so dominant in so many ways. This is really good for Grayscale, and I never really even thought of it like that. Like who's gonna get have the gold or bronze medal here? And I mean that remains to be seen. But this is a good look for Grayscale. But I wouldn't be surprised if BlackRock beat them to the punch.
All right. Well, an attorney representing the SEC said the causal relationship between Bitcoin futures and spots is the key empirical question that we don't know the answer to. So even the attorney for the SEC is saying, we don't really know if this is a real reason. Industry watchers previously pointed out that if courts deem the SEC's denial insufficient, the regulator could potentially deny it via different reasoning here. But long story short, this has led to a pump. It is a little bit of good news. It's winning an appeal. I would say let's slow down. Let's don't go to the Lambo dealership just yet. There's going to be a process here similar to the XRP ruling. And we're going to talk about XRP right after this. Sure. All right. You win. But then there's an appellate and an appeal and the judge and the injunction and the lawyers and the cease. And the next thing you know, it's well, was it a victory? Was it a loss? And then the answer is always pretty gray. So this is a victory, but it's not a black and white victory. I would say it's a pretty gray victory, but it is a victory nonetheless. So the markets, they're pumping. It looks like a lot of people probably just open along. If we go back to the charts, we see that Bitcoin is now up over 5% on the 24-hour. If we go to the chart right here, just look at that. So boom, BlackRock news off to the races. What's going to happen after this, though? That's going to be key. We do have Kelly on the charts, and we're going to be talking to him after we talk about Ripple. But the Ripple section brought to you by stake.com, correct? All right. I need to get on that. I've been a little bit busy past couple of days, probably for obvious reasons. Also, I was traveling from Rare Evo. I'm going to come after you, Stake. I got to get my free dollar at least. I got to get the free dollar. All right. Ripple Labs, Ubri connect to debut XRPL banking interface prototype. So we're talking about Ripple Labs. We're talking about this. This is I'm going to try to think. This is like a program that they have for people to build on the XRPL here. So let's get into the story here. In a recent revelation, a prominent figure in the XRP community highlighted a development concerning Ripple Labs' UBRI initiative on Twitter. He shared an interesting resume from the University of Waterloo touting recent CBD research based on the XRPL. That is the XRP ledger. Think of it, this is the operating system of Ripple. Notes they prototyped a banking interface to be presented at the Ubri Connect 2023. Lots of development happening in Canada. Drew, what is Canada like? Besides maple syrup, ha ha ha, moose cartoons, what do they like to do over there?
Oh, play hockey. They like to play hockey and Trailer
That's
Park
not where I was
Boys.
going. That's
Dude,
not where I was
Trailer
going.
Park Boys came out of Canada.
I
so-
love that show.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite shows ever. Like
Never
ever.
watched it.
What?
What?
I tried to watch the first episode like
You're
twice,
missing
just
out.
couldn't
It's all right.
get
It's
into
like not to get too far off the rails here, but it's like it's dumb on purpose.
Okay.
They're very self-aware about their stupidity, and I don't know.
Chat,
it's
how do
great
you feel
show.
about the show
Great
Trailer
show.
Park Boys?
Shout
But
out to my boy Bubbles.
what I was alluding to was they like control. And they like to control things. And what is a CBDC if not control over your money, controlling every aspect of your life, controlling how you live, controlling almost everything, including how you breathe. Some would say definitely including how you breathe. XRP, you know, it gets this criticism for being centralized. It gets this criticism for being the banker's coin. But if you really want XRP to hit these astronomical heights, that is going to be the path that it's going to have to take. Sure, it can have this grassroots movement and we can 5X from here, maybe even 10X on the, you know, the bullish scenario here. But if you want that 100X, you know, a lot of people are proclaiming that it is a certainty and it will happen. This is the path that it's going to take. So Canada, XRP, seems like a happy marriage to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and to kind of go off what you just said, like coins like XRP, coins like Quant, HBAR, Algorand, like the future of the global cross-border payment system. That's a word you'll hear over and over again, global cross-border payment system. Yeah, for like a lot of people don't like that because it's a kind of against the ethos of that, you know, grassroots decentralization stuff. And I understand that sentiment. I really understand where those people are coming from. But at the same time, like seeing this kind of technology adopt into real banks, into real, you know, government type infrastructures, that's what it's going to take for that real mass adoption to happen. I mean, if crypto is the future of finance, like, I mean, listen, it has to be the future of finance. And that means plugging in with pre-existing financial infrastructure. And that's just what has to happen. As simple as that.
Yeah.
You know?
And for that to happen, we got to get together, we got to build. And then that's what they're doing over here at Ubri Connect. This is going to be October 12th through the 13th in Toronto. Think of this as the Canadian Bitcoin conference for XRP. So, hey, maybe we'll see Maddie B out there. Maybe we send somebody.
Maybe.
Do we have any Canadians in house?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. I just did a life hack. I'm reading this book, Reframe Your Brain. And supposedly you can cure sneezes, the ones that are like really building up, not the one that just came out of nowhere. If you have a built up sneeze, if you imagine sneezing, it goes away. It just worked on me. It is the first time that I've tried it. I've been waiting to try this. It works so well, I almost have chills down my back.
Whoa.
That was weird.
I was always told
Shout
to
out
look
Scott
up,
Adams.
to
It's a great
look
book.
up when you have to
I
sneeze.
actually ordered 2 Scott Adams books. I'm going to give one to Hudson. I'm going to give one to Nick, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let's talk about Brad Garlinghouse here. Another Ripple story. Brad Garlinghouse reveals how Ripple will celebrate its massive victory against the SEC. We're talking about a big party in the Big Apple, baby. Ripple Labs is gearing up for a celebration after its significant win against the SEC. And this is scheduled for September 29th. We're a month away, folks. We're hosting a community celebration event on the 29th in New York City. This is from Ripple's official. This isn't random NFT project. This isn't, you know, random guy in the comment section. This is from Ripple's official Twitter here. Brad Garlinghouse also took to social media expressing his excitement for the party, stating, as promised, it's time for that proper victory party. The exec also took a moment to reflect on the difficult journey the company has navigated. While they're preparing for their victory bash, the battle is not over. Upcoming trial to address the case against Ripple's executives is set to begin Q2 2024. Are we going to go to the party?
I'm down. I am down to clown. I hope to see everyone in the chat there. Let's go.
What is the minimum amount of XRP they should hold to get entry? Just one, right? You got to have at least one. That's what I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be more expensive than one XRP.
All right. Action Crypto. Thank you, DZ, for the next level sneeze alpha. Guys, that is really weird that it works. It's just the power of the brain, you know, like, hey, why'd the mom was able to lift the car up over the baby? Or, you know, why'd that guy like submerge himself in ice for 45 minutes? Or how did he do it? The the power of your brain, folks. So
That's right.
I may have cured sneezes for you for the rest of your life. Think about that for a second. Let that soak in. That sounds like it's worth a like button to me, right?
Yeah,
That's worth
definitely.
a like
100%.
All right, let's talk about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's on-chain transaction volume drops to multi-year low amid bearish sentiments. People just don't want to move that Bitcoin, baby. I think the ordinals probably, spiked some, what would normally be a bearish low. Ordinals kind of, I think it kicked the ball down the field a little bit here. All right, so the price continue to trade around 26K on Tuesday as investors closely watch for convincing reasons to long the market. Well, you know what, guys, the pump 40 minutes ago kind of rendered that article obsolete here.